What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And we have another video here for you. And this is our favorite Tyrese. And he is refuting everything that his ex-wife has said. Just to catch you guys up to speed, whoever's not up to speed on it. Tyrese Gibson's ex-wife Samantha divorced him. She went on to do an interview saying that she regrets the divorce, and the reason why she did it is because she had a group of people in her ear that had her ear, giving her bad and terrible advice and information, and she was in a vulnerable emotional state, and she went through with the divorce because she didn't have anyone in her ear telling her not to do it. But everyone that was in her ear was telling her to do it. She had no one to combat that bad advice and that bad information. Tyrese has come out and refuted that and said that's absolute garbage. There was people telling her not to do it. That she's basically going on this apology tour selling wolf tickets. And that everything she said is a complete lie, and he made a video refuting what she said, and I have no reason not to believe Tyrese, and I have every reason to believe him and every reason not to believe her, because this channel was created for men to help men, and one thing that I tell men is never listen to what women tell you. Always watch what they do. So, this video is another teachable moment videos. And what you can glean and what you can learn from it is don't listen to what a woman has to say. You always watch what a woman does. That goes for anything. Especially when it comes to relationship, guys, and especially when it comes to dating. Because what women want in their brain is completely different than what women crave in their loins. Completely different. And the loins will win 99.99% of the time. Women know in their heads, from a psychological perspective, when you ask them what they want in a man, they can tell you the right answers. They know psychologically what makes sense in their brain. They know psychologically what they should say and what they should want. But when you look at their decisions on who they sleep with, who they get into relationships with, who they let get them pregnant and impregnate them, who they let treat them like crap, the guys that they constantly chase and go after, it is completely opposite of what they tell you. So again, we have to stop looking at what women say, what comes out of their mouth, what they post on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, and what they say on podcasts. She went around and is going around doing all these interviews, and Tyrese came out with his own video and said, "Stop the nonsense. I'm going to tell you what's really happening." So we are looking at a typical chameleon. This is what a lot of modern women are. This is actually not just a modern woman thing, guys. This is just a woman thing. Women, what they respond to physically, what their bodies respond to, what they're attracted to is completely different than what they say they want, what they say they're attracted to. This is what men have to learn. It doesn't matter if you're a good man. None of that stuff matters. Your character doesn't matter. It is an innate thing inside women to be attracted to certain things in men. And it is never the things that come out of their mouth. So let's play this video. Let's listen to what Tyrese has to say, and then we will come back and discuss and break this down.
Hold on now, Tyree's got a point on this one.
The truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Look, man, I was not going to respond to this video of my ex that's now gone viral. She is loving it. Congratulations, you went viral again over something else that you said, because you're trying to build up your YouTube page and get your followers up. Listen, man, listen. If you had people in your ear that influenced you into leaving your husband and your 1-year-old child, your innocent 1-year-old child, we both were divorcee kids, grew up in toxic environments, torn in between our old family, new family, stepfather, stepmother. That's a life that we both lived. And you packed up a 1-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless. None of your friends recognize you. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying.
All right, guys, let me stop it for a second. Tyrese grew up in a broken home. I grew up in a broken home. A lot of you may have grown up in a broken single family home. She too had the same background. So they both came from a broken home of single family, single parents. So them getting together, they had an understanding and a passion that they would not want to be an example of what they grew up in. They would want something different. That when they had kids, they would want to give them a 2-parent household. And you see that that is not how this worked out. Guys, let me tell you something. The woman you marry is not the woman you divorce. I want to make that very clear to you. The woman you marry is not the woman you divorce. She will look completely different. She will sound completely different. She will behave completely different. You'll see a side of her that you've never seen before in your entire life. They went into this marriage, both coming from a broken home, both coming from a single family home, both wanted to provide their children with a 2-parent stable family unit. And yet, one of them didn't keep to the agreement. One of them walked away. One of them changed. One of them was a chameleon. Let's go back to the video.
You're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama. Her name is Patricia Randolph. You didn't have people in your ear. The amount of people that was supposedly in your ear, you also had a whole lot of people like Aventer Gray, Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife, who married us. You had a whole lot of people in your ear telling you that you're about to do something stupid, impulsive, and y'all are actually not going through anything that would make you want to leave your husband. Let's go even further. When Aventer Gray and Pastor John Gray were having their own marital issues at the time, you arranged a therapy session with Aventer Gray at our house. And when she walked out of her therapy session, she walked into the foyer where the Bumblebee is, and there was 50 boxes with like 7 or 8 people there packing up all the shit to leave the house. And I was in an airplane on my way home to try and fight and save our marriage.
Guys, for those that don't know, he said Creflo Dollar's wife. For those that don't know, Creflo Dollar is a mega pastor coming out of Atlanta, Georgia. He is a pastor of a church. His wife is who Tyrese mentions in this video. So Tyrese completely refutes what she said. And what did Samantha say? I would have never got divorced had I had other people in my ear at that time telling me not to do it. Tyrese said you did have other people in your ear telling you not to do it. Aventer Gray, Creflo Dollar's wife, was in your ear telling you not to do it, amongst other people. So that totally obliterates what she said. So she is definitely a chameleon. She is definitely playing a part. She is definitely a liar. When people are dead set on doing something, guys, and they got their mind made up, it don't matter what you say. It don't matter what the pastor says. It doesn't matter what the therapist says. She already had it made up in her mind that she was going to listen to some voices and not listen to other voices. So it's not that she didn't have those voices in her corner. It's that she chose not to listen to them, guys. And they told her that the issues or whatever was going on that made her want to break up her family, destroy her family, give her son the kind of upbringing that she had, that she said she didn't want her son to have, that whatever she was doing, whatever she made up in her mind, that she thought it was worth it to break her covenant, to destroy her family, to separate her son from her father, from having two parents, that it was meaningless, that it was nothing. It was fabricated. She was making up things in her head to make it be a reason why she should walk away from her marriage. And the voices that was in her ear telling her not to do it, she tuned them out and listened to her lawyer and listened to her mother. This is the side of the story that she did not say. Remember what she said. We can play it back. If I had other voices in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. I would not have divorced my husband. Well, she did have other voices in her ear at that time that told her not to do it. And what did she choose to do? She chose to do it. Because modern women care more about their own happiness than the happiness of anybody else's. They don't care about the happiness of their husband. They don't care about the happiness of their children. They damn sure don't care about the happiness of the family unit. They don't care about a covenant. When it comes to their own happiness, they will do what they feel is in the best interest for themselves. Like I said in other videos, a woman's primary interest is self-preservation. Dealing with a man is just a utility. He is just a means to an end. And that end for her is her own self-preservation. And that's exactly why she broke up her marriage. Because she was after what makes her happy. Not what was best for her child, not what was best for her husband. And like Tyrese said, she's heartless. This is most modern women, heartless. And then he said something very interesting before I paused it. They set up a marriage therapy session with Creflo Dollar's wife. And after that session, after Creflo Dollar's wife was leaving, she walked through a part of the house and there was a whole bunch of boxes packed up that had 7 or 8 people moving them. So at the same time that there's a marriage session, therapy session going on at the house, she's packing up and moving out her things. She already had her mind made up. How can you counsel somebody or set up a therapy session for somebody not to get divorced when you already made it up in your mind that you're going to get divorced? And the boxes and the bags are already packed. While this man is coming home on a flight trying to save his marriage. Not operating in good faith. Not being honest. Being very deceitful. Being very deceptive. Being very pretentious. And like Tyrese said, being very heartless. Very heartless. Going through the motions like I'm trying to save my marriage, like I'm trying to save my family, Meanwhile, I already got my mind made up. And what did Tyrese say? This is a play for money. This is an absolute play for money. But why did you say that, Tyrese? Let's see why he says that.
So if you had people in your ear at the time, they must be still in your ear. Because you still trying to get $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old. You make $160,000 a year on your own. This is all a game. You're clout chasing. You're something that I don't even know. A simple woman, not into materialistic things, don't care about fame and mansions and popularity. You're everything that you told me and all of your friends and loved ones that you wasn't. If you wanted to be famous, boo-boo, that's all you had to say. You didn't have to play this game that you wasn't. Now you out here playing on single mothers and their emotions. Playing on women that are actually in abusive relationships and fucked up marriages that are toxic and dark and dysfunctional. That's not what that was. You think I would have a song entitled I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me if I didn't really feel that way? You think I would have a song out called Love Transaction if I didn't realize that it was never love, it was just a transaction? This shit is about money. You've hired 3 law firms trying to fucking suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup. You already tried to ask me to come back. You already tried to reconcile. I told you I was in a relationship with Zelly, and I was not willing to go and break this off or cut this woman off because you decided to wake up on a Wednesday and come back and play in the sandbox. Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her 2nd birthday apart. And if you really are really suddenly caring about the effects that you've had on me and your family, why don't you sick these fucking lawyers off of me? Call your lawyers right now and tell them that everything that you're still trying to get right now, you don't want it no more. $20,000 a month for a child? Our prenup says no alimony. Our prenup said everything that the prenup said. You're trying to crack the prenup. And it's been 3 years of it. I should have never hired a fucking attorney. I had a prenup. Everything that I was supposed to give you in the prenup, I gave it to you. You want more. And it's been 3 years. I've moved on. I'm with Zelly. You moved on.
All right, guys. Guys, let me tell you something. The word repent, a lot of people get this mixed up and confused. When a person is regretful, when a person is sorrowful, when a person repents of an action or something that they did, they try and make it right. Being sorrowful, being remorseful, repenting of an action, something that you've done to cause grave harm, it's not just you saying, if I had the right people in my ear, I would have did different. It's not just you saying, I'm sorry. It's not just you apologizing for what you did. You have an obligation to try and make it right. You have an obligation to change your actions going forward because you look back in hindsight and realize that you made a mistake. And you're very sorrowful. You're very remorseful. You're repenting of that action. Repenting of something that you did means that you turn away from it. You don't say sorry and then continue in that direction, guys. That's not what it means. Tyrese nailed it on the head. If you're so remorseful, if you're so sorrowful for breaking up this family, for destroying this marriage, then why are you still going through court proceedings trying to get $20,000 a month in alimony or child support, whichever one it is? Why are you still trying to crack this prenuptial agreement? Why are we still having these legal wars going back and forth if you realize that this was a mistake what you did? It is all word salad. That's why you never, ever listen to what a woman says. You watch her actions. You look at what she does. And her actions is telling you everything you need to know. She is not remorseful. She is not sorrowful. She is not repenting of what she did because her actions tells the complete opposite of what's coming out her mouth. Actions tell the story, guys. Words are just words. If you got a mouth and you got a tongue, you can speak. Words mean nothing if the actions don't line up with them. If she was truly remorseful, there would be no more court proceedings. If she was truly remorseful, she wouldn't be trying to get $20,000 a month and no alimony. If she was truly remorseful, she would accept the terms of that prenuptial agreement that she signed. But like I said, guys, the woman you marry is not the woman you divorce. You will not know who this woman is. It will be a woman that you never met before in your life. But guys, this is just pointing to a bigger thing. She is now trying to do a pivot. And that pivot is now to go on different podcasts, go on different outlets, anything she can do for publicity, anywhere where she can get a lot of exposure. And she's now trying to pivot into the relationship life coach field. That's why she's going on these different podcasts saying all these things that she regrets it. She had the wrong people in her ear. And now she's trying to tell people how to have a successful marriage. But how can you tell people how to have a successful marriage when you walked away from one? You walked away from your own marriage. You don't regret doing it because your action shows that you don't. She's literally a chameleon. And she's literally deceptive. She's deceiving people. Like Tyrese said, there's a lot of single mothers out there who have broken up their homes, have destroyed their marriages, who may be really sorrowful and remorseful, unlike how she is. And she's preying on their emotions. And she is what Tyrese said. She is heartless. No conscience. No conscience about the damage that she did. No conscience about what she did, who she affected. Because at the end of the day, the most important person that she has to look out for is herself. And that is at the core of what modern women are about. Most modern women, not all. They're about their self. So guys, this was Tyrese's response. Like the man said, he's made 1 or 2 songs about it, telling you how he felt, telling you how the situation had him feeling. This is modern women. This is their behavior. This is the propaganda that has come into the psyche of modern women today. It takes a miracle to find one who at the core doesn't think like this, guys. This is Tyrese's response. I have no reason not to believe it. I have every reason to believe it. Because at the end of the day, guys, what's secret always comes to light. So she went around doing all these tours, saying all these things. Meanwhile, what she was hiding came to light. This is a teachable moment, guys. Let this be a teachable moment for you. No woman, I don't care how good you know her, how well you know her, I don't care if she gives you children, I don't care if you have sexual relations every day of the week. She has the ability to turn and become someone different. This is why a lot of men in the West are going other places to seek marital relationships, or why a lot of men are choosing not to get married because of this right here. So guys, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.